I just read the chapter. Yo. Oh, God, dude. I just fucking read this chapter of Taizai, and it looks like we could finally put aside the long debate. Who is stronger, Meliodas or Escanor? What would happen if these two were to fight? What would happen if Meliodas was to fight Escanor while he was in berserker mode, like just going crazy? What would happen? Yo, it is so, oh my god, like, yo, Escanor's lines here is just so fucking good. Merlin's freaking out, like, Escanor, in that state, the captain is too much for even you to handle. And Escanor's like, do not worry. Although you might not expect it from my looks, babysitting happens to be my specialty. Yo! That is so like, why is every line from this man just so badass? And then he's like, and I think this young babe definitely needs some... Oh my god. Oh my god. Meliodas versus Escanor stopped the seething wrath with pride's immense calm. This man is just walking up to Meliodas, not even giving a shit. Like, everybody else is freaking out. Like, look, you see this big-ass explosion, everybody's like, what the fuck is going on? What's this surge of evil? And then, all of a sudden, fucking Escanor goes and walks towards him, and is like, time for me to babysit. Oh, I am so ready. I am so fucking ready. Meliodas versus Escanor. Holy shit. The only thing I'm concerned about is what time of day it is for Escanor, because that's not really been established, I don't think. Like, is it close to noon for Escanor? Because we do know his power gradually gets more powerful as the day goes on, and then it goes down as it gets closer to night. So I'm kind of curious what time of day it is, because if it's early in the morning, or it's close to the noon, oh fuck, like, I'm really looking forward to seeing, like, just how crazy this battle's gonna be, because it's basically a battle of gods. That's what this is. Meliodas, he was supposed to be the Demon King's replacement. He was supposed to take the Demon King's spot, while Escanor, he's like the pinnacle of the human race, and everything we've seen from this man, he is a straight monster. Like, this man just bent Estarossa over like he was nothing. So, I'm really looking forward to this fight, because it's a battle of gods. The sun god himself and the god of darkness, basically, so... who will win? Oh, man. Like, okay, look, I'm an Escanor fanboy. I'm gonna have to put my cards on the table for him. I'm sorry. I gotta put my cards on the table for Escanor. Now, I know Meliodas is probably gonna put up a very good fight, and I do know that Escanor, one day, he's gonna have to lose. I know this. I personally know this. I'm willing to accept that when that does happen. However, I just feel like this is a perfect time to see the limits of Escanor and see how strong Meliodas is as well. I'm really looking forward to this fight. But, anyways, I also want to say something that is very badass about this scene. When everything is going down, Escanor instantly knows what's going on. He's like, answer my will, my divine acts. Like, yo, this man calls this fucking sacred treasure into his hands. Like, this man doesn't go to his sacred treasure. The sacred treasure comes to him. Now that's fucking badass. The man's like, come to me. Like, hear my call, and then just come to my hands. Like, that's fucking greatness. I think we can agree on that. Anyways, okay, so let's talk about the other stuff. I had to get the Escanor stuff out of the way, because that man is just too fucking good when he's in a chapter, and I am super ready for next week. Oh wait, next week there's no chapter oh, fuck. I just realized that there's no chapter next week, if I'm correct, because next week it's a bunch of it's break time for all the chapters, so we're not gonna have One Piece, Boku no Hero, The Promised Neverland. We're not gonna have, Tokyo Ghoul, Taizai. So yeah, it's all on break. Fuck. That sucks. So this is the conclusion for a whole week. That fucking sucks. That's a horrible cliffhanger. Anyways, though, Okay, so I'm looking forward to it in 2 weeks. Not next week, but 2 weeks. So let's talk about this, chapter. So anyways, a big thing about this chapter I like is I do like the interaction with Merlin and Elizabeth. That shit had me dying. Like, oh my god. Like, Merlin has always been this character that has been such a mystery. You don't really know much about Merlin. We know she's very powerful. We know she is a survivor. She is someone that has a long history with the Demon Clan. We just don't know everything. But we know she's a very important individual. But we just don't know much at all about her. And in this chapter, we get some insight to Merlin, which is just great. Oh my god. Like, okay, let me just read this. Let me just read this stuff, okay? So, Elizabeth walks over to Merlin. Merlin's acting funny. Before even Elizabeth walks up to her, Merlin's just not even saying nothing. Like, she's acting all shy or whatever. And then Elizabeth's like, I could hardly even recognize you. I can't believe you've gotten so beautiful. You really have become a full-grown woman. And then Merlin, she stutters. She fucking stutters. She's like, yes, she stutters. Everybody else is like, wait, what the hell? What's going on? Why is Merlin acting so strange? But Elizabeth continues, I don't suppose you could call me Big Sis like you used to back then. Merlin's face. Even the reaction from everyone else. I just want to point out the bottom left-hand corner of everybody's reaction to what Elizabeth said. Big Sis. Look at fucking Escanor's face. He has just, like, smoke coming out of his nose. He's like, oh, man, this is amazing. Like, you can see the man's like, this is some fire. Like, right now, like, this is some fire. And then you see fucking Bond in the background behind Elaine. He's like, he just acting like this is funny as fuck. Just this reaction and Merlin's shocking backstory reveal, or hints to her backstory, is great. Because Elizabeth says, you used to look up to me as if I were your real big sister, didn't you? And then Merlin tries to hide it, like, what are you talking about? You were around 12 or 13 years old, don't you? And Escanor tries to butt in. This prideful man tries to butt in. He's like, Princess Elizabeth, if you wouldn't mind. Like, he's acting all so calm and compassionate. He's like, Princess Elizabeth, if you wouldn't mind, I would love to hear more about this story. Like, Escanor. Oh my god, this is just such a good fucking scene. Like, it's a great scene, seeing Merlin get all embarrassed, Escanor just acting not prideful in that moment. He's like, I want to know more about Merlin, like, regardless of my pride. Like, that's some great stuff right there. But, anyways, what this implies is that Merlin is like a younger sister to Meliodas and Elizabeth. That's kind of the relationship, what I'm getting here. For instance, Merlin is the younger sister, like, not blood-related wise, but she is, like, in that type of relationship. For instance, she looks up to Meliodas and Elizabeth as a younger, she's the younger sister, looks at them as the older brother and older sister. That's kind of what I got from that. So, just nice little interaction. We definitely need that backstory, though. Like, give me that Merlin backstory along with Escanor's. So, anyways, Scylla pops up, and obviously she goes on a rampage. She's really pissed off. Obviously, she has a lot of beef with some of the individuals there, especially with Escanor and Bond. And we get to see Scylla's true form. She is a ugly-ass snake. Very ugly snake. And like Bond said, he's like, that form suits you. Like, it looks better. That's pretty accurate, Bond. So, yeah, she's a big-ass snake. And she basically, for the most part, she seems very fast, strong, but I don't think she would really hold up against Escanor if he gets really serious, or Merlin, so I don't think she's much of a threat in general. However, the entire scene with Bond and Scylla was just to kind of give Elaine somewhat of a power-up, which is kind of weird when you ask me, because I was under the impression that when Scylla dies, obviously Elaine is going to disappear. So that's what I'm kind of curious about. When Elaine disappears, like, the power-up she got doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. It doesn't. I mean, think about it. It really does not matter. Because if she's just going to disappear and die and move on like Helbram did, the power-up is not really useful. It doesn't really have a purpose. But besides that, it makes sense she would get her wings. I mean, maybe it's a little bit, like, too good to get her wings in this exact moment. It was, like, convenient-wise, but still, I mean, she's never had her wings, so her gaining her wings makes a lot of sense. I mean, we don't know everything about how fairies get their wings. Like, we don't know all the individual details, so maybe something about how fairies can obtain their wings, maybe if they love someone truly, they come out. But I mean, big point is though, Elaine getting her wings gave her a power-up, which I'm just questioning why give her a power-up if she is probably going to disappear if Scylla's killed, which I'm assuming she's going to get killed, so that's what I'm curious about. Anyways though, besides all of that, that's about it when it comes to this chapter. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I am ready for next week, or 2 weeks from now. I don't know why I keep saying next week. I'm ready for 2 weeks from now to get to see that Meliodas versus Escanor. Y'all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.